Hi friends, welcome to my 12th episode of Be You Yogini. I hope you enjoy this class. It's going to be basically a mix between Hatha Yoga and Vinyasa. And today we're going to start out a little differently. We're going to add a few Pranayama exercises here right at the beginning of class to really warm up the diaphragm and to begin to build heat with prana. So whenever you're ready, come to a tall seated position with your hips above your knees. So you can use a yoga block or a cushion or a pillow to raise your hips so that way you have a really tall spine and the crown of your head feels lifted and you're not really having to do any work in your abdomen in order to keep that spine nice and tall. Now begin to close your eyes, bring your awareness within, soften the face and the shoulders, and begin to focus on the breath. Each inhale, inflating the belly out like a balloon. See if you can envision it in your mind. And every exhale, the balloon gets smaller, your navel draws toward your spine. So we're going to begin to take these deep yoga breaths together while counting. And I'm going to lead you through the counting, and you can always go at your own pace or do less counts if you feel like it's a little too long for you in your practice. So when you're ready, take an inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to move on to our second exercise here. And this time we're going to add a different layer to the breaths and the counting. In between every inhale and exhale, you're going to hold for 4 counts. So you're going to inhale for 4 counts, hold the breath in and feel your belly very full of air for 4 counts. Then you're going to exhale for 4 counts, feel yourself very empty for 4 counts as you hold, and then inhale for 4 counts again. So when you're ready, take an inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. One more round. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. And just inhale naturally. Let the breath just move at its normal pace. Release the control. We're going to do breath of fire. And breath of fire is short exhalations through the nostrils. And as you exhale, you contract the navel toward your spine. You contract the lower abdominal muscles. So let's prepare for our first set. We're going to do 3 sets of breath of fire, about 30 seconds each. Take an inhale halfway and begin breath of fire. And release, exhale, release the control of the breath. Let the practice just go back to your normal breath. And we're going to begin our second set of Breath of Fire. Inhale halfway. And exhale, release. Take a normal breath. Feel the fire beginning to arrive in your abdomen. And for the third set, if you wish, you can raise your hands above your head and place your palms together. Otherwise, just keep your hands on your lap. Inhale halfway. Breath of Fire, third set. Exhale. If your arms are over your head, exhale your arms down. And inhale, bring your palms together. Exhale, bow your head to greet your heart. Bowing to yourself, to your effort for getting on the mat today, the most difficult part of a yoga practice. And release the hands, lift the head. Slowly blink the eyes open. And make your way onto your hands and knees. Tabletop position. Make sure your hands are directly below your shoulders and your knees are below your hips. The tops of your feet are pressing into the mat. All four corners of your hands are pressing down into the earth. Feel the inhale and exhale here. Deep belly breath, navel pushing out, and the navel drawing toward the spine. And then on your next inhale, begin cat-cow, drawing the heart forward on the inhale into cow, reaching the tailbone back, and exhale, curving the spine, drawing the back of the heart up toward the sky. And you'll notice that cat-cow is basically an exaggeration of our deep yoga breaths. The inhale, moving the belly out like a balloon, and the exhale, drawing that navel toward the spine. The whole spine moving with the breath. And of course, feel free to go at your own pace. And then on your next inhale, come back to a neutral spine, reaching the crown of the head toward the front of your mat. And then inhale, reach the right leg back behind you, making sure that the toes are pointed down toward the earth so that the hips are in line. On your exhale, draw your right knee toward your chest and your chin toward your knee. Inhale, reach the leg back, the heel reaching toward the back wall. Exhale, draw the knee in. Inhale, reaching long, moving with the breath, engaging the core. On your exhale, draw everything in, the navel toward your spine. Inhale, reach the leg long back behind you. Exhale, draw the knee in, chin toward the knee. Inhale, reach the leg back behind you, pressing the heel back away. And then you have the option here to raise the left hand off of the earth, so the fingertips and the heel are reaching in opposite directions. And this is a great way to engage that core, to feel your whole abdomen and your right thigh really just fire up here. On your exhale, bring your left hand and your right leg back down to meet the earth and tabletop, and take a cat-cow here just to recenter yourself and feel a nice stretch of the abdomen. Inhale, come back to that neutral spine, then draw the left foot back behind you, toes pointed down to the earth. Take a breath here. I'll feel that long line. And then on your exhale, draw the left knee into the chest, the chin toward the knee. Inhale, reaching long, sweeping the leg back. Exhale, drawing it in, curving the spine. Inhale, reaching long. Exhale, curving everything in, hugging everything in. Inhale, reaching out. Exhale, curving in. Inhale, reaching the heel back, the crown of the head forward. And then if you would like, you can take that right hand, reach it forward, the fingertips reaching opposite of the heel, and just feel your whole abdominal muscles engage, supporting your back, hugging it in, taking those deep yoga breaths. See if you can find some calmness as you're building up a lot of fire. On your exhale, draw the right hand and the left leg back down into tabletop and take a cat-cow. Inhale and exhale, curving the spine. On your inhale, come back to neutral spine, curling the toes under, and then lift the knees just an inch off of the mat. One last core engagement here. Breathing here for a few breaths, see if you can really fire up that core, holding the navel toward the spine. This doesn't look like much, but it really engages everything in your core. Good, and when you're ready, exhale, downward facing dog, sending the hips back, sending the heels toward the earth. Feel free to walk your dog here, bending one knee, straightening the other leg, and then switching sides. Make sure that your fingertips are really spread wide here, so that way all four corners of your hands are pressing down evenly into the mat, and that your triceps are hugging in toward your shoulders, toward your ears, to support your shoulder blades, to make sure you're not hyperextending your shoulders. Feel free to shake your head no, shake your head yes, and then come to your neutral downward dog. Take a deep belly breath here, feeling that navel draw out on the inhale and draw in on the exhale. On your next inhale, raise the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, step or hop to the front of the mat, standing forward bend. Let the spine release here. You can, of course, keep the knees slightly bent. And then inhale, raise the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, raise the heart forward, flat back. And exhale, fold. Feeling the crown of the head reaching toward the earth. Then, moving through that flat back, come all the way up to stand, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment here, maybe even closing your eyes, feeling the connection between the thumbs and the heart. And then let's begin our sun salutations. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, palms together, reaching tall. Continue that long spine as you fold forward. On your inhale, come to a flat back, reaching the crown of the head toward the front of the room. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into plank. A long spine here, holding here for a breath to really fire up that core again. Plank is a great workout for the abs as well. And on your exhale, bring your knees, chest, and chin down to the mat, coming into low cobra on the inhale, raising the back of the heart. Good, feeling that nice long line, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. Exhale, fold the heart, curl the toes under, and press back into downward facing dog. You can release any heat out of the mouth, and take a breath here. Feeling that nice stretch in the whole back body. Inhale, raise the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, step or hop to the front of the mat, standing forward bend. Inhale, raise the heart, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up, hands together at the top. Exhale, palms to your heart center. Keep moving with the breath. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. And exhale, folding over with grace. a nice long spine. Good. On your next inhale, raising the heart to a flat back. Continue that long spine as you step back, planting the hands and stepping back into plank. Reaching the heart slightly forward, see if you can create a really nice long spine as you exhale, bending the elbows back, moving through chaturanga, and inhale into cobra. Good. Exhale, fold the heart, curl the toes under, press back into downward facing dog, reaching the heels all the way toward the earth, reaching the inner thighs toward the back of the room. And on your next inhale, raise the heels, bend the knees on the exhale, step or hop to the front of the mat, standing forward bend. Inhale, raise the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping up, palms together. Exhale, hands through heart center. And inhale, continuing with our next sun salutation, sweeping the arms up. Maybe a slight back bend here, reaching the heart up toward the sky. And then exhale, folding forward, standing forward bend. Inhale, flat back, reaching the crown of the head toward the front of the room. Exhale, fold. Place the hands, step back into plank. And then moving with your breath, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, reaching the heart forward. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Taking your time, take a breath here. When you're ready, inhale, raise the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, step or hop to the front of the mat. Standing forward bend. Inhale, raise the heart. Exhale, fold. You can shake the head no. Release the tension out of the neck. And then inhale, come all the way up to stand, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. And just take a moment after all that movement, after all that heat has been created in your body, to just sort of collect yourself and bring the awareness within for another moment. Good. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, palms together. Exhale, folding over, standing forward bend. Inhale, reach the heart forward, a nice long spine and flat back. Good. Exhale, step back into low lunge on the right, bringing the left foot back. Make sure that right knee is directly above that right ankle, and then plant the left hand directly below the left shoulder. Inhale, twisting to the right, bring the right fingertips all the way up to the sky. That left thigh is really pressing up to the sky as well to straighten the left leg and send that left heel toward the back of the room. Good. On your next exhale, feel free to bring your right arm over your ear toward the front of the room so you can feel a really nice long line there. Exhale, bring the right hand down to the earth, and then bring the left knee down to the earth, the left top of the foot on the earth as well. Bring the hands up to your thigh, engaging the core, bring that navel toward the spine, and then inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Vinyasa. Good. Reaching tall here, see if you can press that right heel into the earth, drawing that right hip back, that left hip forward. And exhale, bring the hands through heart center. Plant the hands on the earth, curl the left toes under, step back into plank, and then move through your vinyasa of your choice. You can, of course, just meet in downward facing dog when you're ready. Inhale, raise the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, raise the heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise the heart. Exhale, bend the knees, sit back into chair pose, sweeping the arms up overhead. Make sure the knees are nice and even. They're going straight over the second toe of your feet. And you can even lift your toes here to send the weight a little farther back toward the hips. And then just exhale, release the toes. Good. On your next inhale, raise the arms up overhead, straighten the legs, reaching long, and exhale, fold over, standing forward bend. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back into low lunge on the left, the right leg reaching long, back behind you. And that left knee is directly above that left ankle. On your exhale, plant the right hand beneath that right shoulder. Inhale, reach the left fingertips up toward the sky. twisting to the left side of the room. Feel a nice long line all the way through your spine to the crown of your head. And that right thigh is reaching up toward the sky. That right heel is reaching toward the back of the room. Breathe deep into the belly as you twist. On your exhale, you can bring your left hand over your ear, reaching the left fingertips toward the front of the room. Taking one more breath here. And exhale, draw the left fingertips down to the earth, the right knee down to the earth, and top of the right foot on the mat. Come up with your hands on top of your left thigh, engaging the core, drawing the navel toward the spine, and then inhale, raising the hands over the head, Vinyasa. Really drawing that right hip forward, that left hip back here, opening up the heart, reaching long. Taking a deep belly breath and finding your drishti focus. Good, one more breath here. Nice big inhale. And exhale, the hands move through heart center, plant them onto the earth, step the left foot back into plank. Move through your vinyasa of your choice, or you can just meet in downward facing dog when you're ready. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, raise the heels, bend the knees, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, raise the heart, exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the heart forward, crown of the head forward. Exhale, bend the knees, sit the hips back, chair pose. Utkatasana. Good, keeping that navel toward the spine, reaching those hips back, hugging the inner thighs together. On your next inhale, straighten the legs, maybe a little back bend here as you reach the palms up toward the sky, and then exhale, folding over. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold, step back into low lunge on the right. The right knee is directly above that right ankle. Good, come up to your fingertips, set your foundation, and then inhale, sweeping the arms up, come up into crescent pose. Making sure your hips are square to the front of the room, drawing that right hip back, that left hip forward. And the back thigh, the left thigh here is really your powerhouse, so bring that up toward the sky. On your next exhale, draw your hands in front of your chest, and then twisting to the right, bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Again, you have a nice long line all the way through the crown of the head, and the head should be the last thing to twist. So if you feel any strain in the right side of your neck especially, feel free to untwist your neck a little bit. Good. Exhale, come out of the twist. Inhale, reach up into crescent pose for one last breath. Exhale, fold the hands, step back into plank, move through your vinyasa, and meet in downward facing dog on the exhale. Inhale, reach the heels up. Exhale, bend the knees, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, sit back into chair pose, sweeping the arms up overhead. Hugging the thighs together. We can do breath of fire here in this pose if you wish for about 15 seconds. So exhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, straighten the legs, reaching long. And exhale, folding over, standing forward bend. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Step back into low lunge on the left knee directly above the left ankle. Good. Set your foundation here with your legs. And then inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, crescent pose. Making sure those hips are nice and in line, square to the front of the room. Sending the left hip back, the right hip forward. Really straightening that right leg with that right thigh hugging up toward the sky. And then maybe you can sink a little deeper into that left thigh. On your next exhale, draw your hands to your heart center, twisting to the left side, bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Really nice long line here as you twist. And as you twist, breathe into the back side of the body. Feel the back of your heart open to the opposite side of the room. Exhale, come out of the twist. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, fold, step back into plank, and move through your vinyasa, or just meet in downward facing dog, whichever suits you best. Inhale, raise the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, raise the heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise the heart, flat back. Exhale, chair pose, sweeping the arms up overhead. Breath of fire if you wish. And exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs, reaching the hands up overhead. Exhale, fold all the way over, standing forward bend. Inhale, reach the heart forward, flat back. And exhale, fold. Release the spine, release any tension in the neck. Feel the stretch in the whole backside of the body. And breathe deep into the belly. Inhale, reach the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then we're going to move sideways on our mat into a wide-legged stance, getting ready for a few more standing poses. You can use your yoga block, set it up by your right foot to start. I highly recommend it. And then bring your hands to your hips. Turn the right toes out toward the back of the room, and keep the left toes pointed to the side. When you're ready, exhale, bend the right leg, coming into warrior two. Inhale, raise the arms, the right fingertips toward the back of the room, the left fingertips toward the front of the room. Good, breathing deep into the belly here, supporting your spine with your belly, bringing that navel toward that spine, sending the tailbone down to the earth. Inhale, straighten the right leg, bring the palms up together. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten, palms together. Exhale, back into warrior two. Make it a flow. Inhale, straightening the leg, coming up. Exhale, sinking back down. Inhale, rising. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, sending the hips back. Triangle pose. Bringing the heart forward, the fingertips either toward the earth, or you can place your right hand on a yoga block to open up the heart more and have a little bit of support. Raising those left fingertips up toward the sky, see if you can send more energy down that back leg, the left heel, really sending energy down through that left heel. Good. Now you can exhale, lower the left arm over your left ear, and then exhale, bend the right knee, coming into side angle pose. You can bring the right hand onto that yoga block, or bring the right forearm onto the top of the right knee. Good. Inhale, come back up into warrior two, and then inhale, straighten the right leg and switch sides, turning the right toes in and the left toes out. You can place your hands on your hips at first, feel a really nice tall spine, and then set up for your warrior two. Finding your drishti. Exhale, bending the left leg. Feeling that your hips are in line with one another. Inhale, sweep the arms up into warrior two position, the left fingertips reaching toward the front of the room. Every exhale, send that navel toward the spine. And remember to relax the shoulders back. Keeping a softness in the face. See if you can find some peacefulness in the pose. And then moving with the breath, inhale, straighten the left leg, bring the palms up together overhead. Exhale, back to warrior two, bending the left leg. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Moving with the breath, inhale, rising up. Exhale, sinking back down. Inhale, coming up, straightening the leg. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, coming up, palms together. And then exhale, sending the hips back, keeping the legs straight, coming into triangle pose, reaching the left fingertips toward the earth or on top of a yoga block, and then opening up the heart. See if you can bring your gaze toward the ceiling. And of course, you can use that yoga block for support underneath the left palm. Sending energy down that back leg will help you open up from the hips and open up your heart a little more. Good, breathing deep into the belly. And then exhale, you can send that right hand overhead over your right ear, fingertips toward the front of the room. Exhale, bending the left leg, coming into side angle pose. You can keep your hand on the yoga block or bring your left forearm on top of the left knee. Good, breathing deep here. Inhale, come back up into warrior two, a nice tall spine. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips. And then you can move your yoga block to the center of your feet in front of you, bringing both toes to the side of the room. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, folding over into a wide-legged forward bend. If it feels good for you, you can bring your forehead on top of the yoga block. Or if you have the flexibility, you can bring your forehead down onto the mat or let it just hang. Let gravity just release the spine. Maybe shake your head yes or no. On your next inhale, raise your heart forward, bring your heart toward the front of the room, and then exhale, fold. Feeling your spine release, feeling the backs of the legs stretch. One more time, inhale, raise the heart forward, and this time heel-toe your feet so that they're hip-width distance. Inhale, raise the heart into a flat back. Exhale, standing forward bend. Good, just feeling the stretch here in the whole back body. You can take yoga toe lock as well. We're going to move into a deeper stretch by taking our first two fingers and our thumbs around our big toe, and exhale, folding the elbows to the side. You can of course have a bend in your knees here. You're still going to feel a wonderful stretch in the hamstrings and the lower back, and you'll feel a nice sort of release in the whole spine through the crown of the head. You can also take your palms and place them underneath the balls of your feet so that your wrists line up with your toes, and then exhale, bend the elbows to the side there for a deep stretch as well, and a little bit of release in the wrists, which I find very, very relaxing. Good, breathing here. Taking 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, releasing your grip on your toes or releasing the palms, and just folding over for 1 more moment. And then heel-toe your feet out a little bit wider than your hips, bringing the toes out and the heels in, and bringing the hips down toward the earth, coming into Malasana or yoga squat. You can bring the hands to your heart center and the elbows to the inside of your thighs. And if you don't have the flexibility for this pose yet, use the yoga block underneath your hips, underneath your sit bones to assist you, and just sit on that. Otherwise, just let gravity take the sit bones down to the earth and feel your spine reaching toward the sky, the crown of the head really nice and tall. Exhale, place the hands onto the earth, straighten the legs, heel-toe them underneath your hips, and then slowly rolling up the spine, coming up to a tall standing position. Good, and then we're going to make our way onto our bellies on our mat. So coming on down, bringing your head to one side, so maybe your left cheek to the side, and bringing the palms face up, the arms back along your side. And just let your legs relax. Feel yourself breathing into the earth. And also feel your back body rise up toward the sky as you inhale and exhale. Then we're going to do a short back bend series, so bring your forehead to the mat when you're ready. Interlace your hands behind you, bending the elbows at first. And then when you're ready, pressing into the tops of the feet, begin to bring the back of your heart off of the earth and maybe straighten the arms. Feeling the spine really long. Taking nice breaths here, even though your diaphragm is in a different position. And exhale, release, coming back onto the mat, opposite cheek to the mat, releasing the arms. And just breathe. When you're ready, bring your forehead back to the mat, interlacing the hands behind you on your sacrum. And then this time you can also lift the feet on your inhale, lifting everything up, except for your hips, of course. Maybe straightening the arms here. Feeling a nice long line from your toes all the way through the crown of your head. Good. Taking one more inhale. And exhale, release back onto the mat, opposite cheek to the side. And then we're going to do bow pose, or you can do one of the first two back bends that we just did. For bow pose, bending both legs, reaching back one hand at a time to grab the tops of the feet or the ankles, bringing the forehead onto the mat. And then when you're ready, inhale, reaching the knees off of the mat, pressing into the hands with the ankles, and then raising the heart. See if you can raise the feet up into the sky a little more with every inhale. And you might even rock a little bit with every inhale and exhale. Good, and when you're ready, exhale, release. Bring the knees into a bent position and just windshield wiper the feet side to side to release the lower back. Release the legs back onto the mat. Breathing here. Relaxing into the earth, just like gravity. Allow you to relax. And when you're ready, using your hands, pushing yourself back into child's pose so that your knees are wider than your hips and your big toes are touching. And you're sending your sit bones toward your heels, reaching your fingertips long in front of you. Maybe your third eye chakra or the top of your forehead is on the mat. Breathing into the belly, breathing into the kidneys, breathing into the hips. Good, and then when you're ready, coming back into downward facing dog. Feeling the stretch here in the lower back and the thighs. And then exhale, bring the right leg forward into pigeon so that the right foot is right behind the left ankle and the right knee is a little bit wider than your hips. The left top of the foot is on the mat. And if this is really difficult for you because you have tight hips, you can use a yoga block and sit your right hip on top of that yoga block, or you can do thread the needle on your back. If you have the flexibility, you can draw your heart forward, maybe place your forehead on the mat, and breathe into the stretch on the right side. And as you breathe into that right hip, imagine that your left side of your lower back, your sacrum, is widening to the left, and your left hip is getting closer to the floor. Breathing into the stretch. It can be one of the most intense stretches for most people because the hips are the biggest joint in the body and we carry a lot of tension in them, especially if you sit all day at an office, in an office chair. So just take your time with it. It might be really tight at first, but I think you'll find if you include this pose in your practice on a regular basis that you'll feel your hips open up and feel a little bit more movement in them as you practice the other poses. You might even begin to close your eyes here in this pose as well. Just focusing on your breath. And taking your time, when you're ready, using your hands to walk your heart back up, you have the option here to take a thigh stretch by bringing the left foot off of the mat toward your left shoulder, bringing the heart to the front of your mat. See if you can keep your heart square to the front as you stretch that left thigh. And a yoga strap might be helpful in this pose as well. Good. Exhale, release that stretch. Press back into downward facing dog. Notice the difference between your right and your left hip at this point. And then exhale, bring the left leg forward into pigeon, the right leg back, straight along the mat, so that the left foot is behind the right wrist, and your left knee is a little bit wider than your left hip. You can again sit on top of a yoga block or a blanket underneath your left hip if that helps you. You can also do thread the needle on your back. Or if you have the flexibility, you can lower down onto your forearms and maybe place your forehead onto the mat as well. And as you breathe into that left hip and feel it opening, feel that nice deep stretch in that left hip, imagine the right side of your lower back and your sacrum is widening to the right, and the front of your right hip is falling toward the earth with gravity, getting closer to your yoga mat. Breathing here for a few moments, see if you can become totally present, closing your eyes, noticing the breath, and noticing when your mind is telling you to move out of the pose, if it's really necessary for your body, or if it's just your willpower and that little monkey voice telling you that it's time to finish, when really a few more seconds, a few more breaths would benefit your body. Of course, if you feel pain, move out of the pose. It should feel like a really nice deep stretch. It should always feel good. And breathing here for a few more breaths, just take your time with it. You're here exactly as you're meant to be. Ready, using your hands, gently coming up, bending the right leg, bringing the right heel, the right foot toward your right shoulder. You can use your hand to draw it closer if that helps. You can come up onto your left fingertips and try to keep the heart toward the front of the mat. A nice tall spine as you stretch the right thigh. This can be a pretty intense stretch as well, so go easy on yourself. Make sure that you don't feel any pain in either of your knees. And when you're ready, exhale, release the right foot, curl the toes under, and then just sit into your left hip. Come into cobbler pose on your mat, bringing the balls of the feet and the heels together. You can interlace your hands around your toes, bringing your heart forward, a nice tall spine, and then exhale, folding into the stretch. So we're just stretching our hips in another way here. Every inhale, see if you can reach your heart a little more forward. And every exhale, see if you can just fold a little deeper. Releasing the tension, breathing into the hips, the inner thighs, the lower back. Maybe let gravity take all of the weight of your head so that your neck is totally relaxed. Taking a few more breaths here, maybe even closing the eyes at this moment. then slowly walking your hands back up. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Just feeling that connection, taking a moment. And then we're going to move into a wide-legged forward stretch. So move any props out of the way. Bring your legs out at wide angles as much as you can with your flexibility, flexing both feet, drawing the toes toward you. Have a long spine here. If you need to sit up on top of a yoga blanket or a block, that is totally fine. And then exhale, you're going to twist your torso to the right, toward your right foot, and fold the heart toward the toes. Stretching over the right leg. See if you can keep a long spine, feeling the stretch in the right hamstring, keeping the leg engaged by flexing the feet. Deep breaths here. And making sure to keep both knees pointing up toward the ceiling. Inhale, reach the heart forward, walking the hands back up towards center. And then exhale, twisting over the left leg. Start with the tall spine and then folding over toward the toes. Knowing where your flexibility is, knowing where your edge is, where is a safe place to come up to that edge and breathe into it without hurting yourself or overstretching or harming any ligaments in your knees. Making sure to be mindful at the same time. Inhale, use your hands to walk back up to center. Feeling a nice tall spine, flexing both feet. Exhale, folding over in the center. Maybe coming down onto your forearms. If you have the flexibility, you can bring your heart toward the earth. Keeping both knees up toward the sky. Feeling the stretch in both inner thighs, maybe even in the lower back and the hips. And taking a few breaths here in this nice deep stretch. You can try closing the eyes and just focusing on your breath. Using your hands, walk yourself back up into a tall seated position. Nice long spine. And then using your hands, hold the backs of your knees, bending the legs, bring your knees in front of you, and just windshield wiper them side to side with your legs bent, just to release any tension in your lower back or your hips. Then we're going to move to the short facing on our mat, so that we can lay down all the way on our spine, so slowly releasing the spine onto the earth. You're going to draw your right knee in toward your chest. You can interlace your hands around your knee, straightening the left leg, feeling that stretch in your right hamstring and your right hip. With every exhale, drawing the knee a little closer toward your heart. Good. Take one more inhale here. And exhale, drawing the right knee over to the left side of the room, twisting over. Keeping the right shoulder planted in the earth. The right fingertips can reach to the opposite side. Maybe your gaze is past your fingertips, or you can close your eyes. And just breathing into the twist here. Begin to relax, begin to bring your focus back within. Taking 2 more breaths in the nice twist. And when you're ready, inhale, coming back to center, hugging the right knee in one more time toward your heart. Exhale, release, switching sides, interlace the fingers around the left knee, flexing both feet. Take a moment here to feel the hip, feel the stretch in that hamstring. The spine is nice and long. And keeping that nice long spine, exhale, bringing the left knee over to the right side of the room. Feeling the twist in the whole spine, keeping the left shoulder planted into the earth. Release any tension from your face and your neck. Breathe into the back body. Good. Taking 2 more breaths. And then inhale, come back to center, hug both knees into your chest. And take happy baby, so gripping the feet in both hands, bringing the knees toward the earth, and bringing your tailbone toward the earth. You can of course rock side to side in happy baby if that feels good on your spine, or you can just stay centered and focus on bringing the tailbone down toward your yoga mat. And then come back to center if you've been rocking side to side in happy baby. Exhale, release the grip on your hands. Come into supine, cobbler. Bringing the feet together, the knees apart. Your left hand over your heart, your right hand over your belly. Breathing into the hands. Coming back to that deep breath. Using the exhales to relax your mind and your body. Feel yourself sinking into the earth. And ever so slowly, with grace and purpose, you can move into Shavasana. I like to take a yoga bolster and place it underneath my knees, so I have less tension in my lower spine. You can roll up a yoga blanket or a pillow and put it under your knees. You can place a block or a yoga bolster on top of your hips if you like to feel the added weight to help you release and relax. However you like to relax during your practice, move into your final resting pose with your eyes closed, your heart open, the palms are open toward the sky, ready to receive. And coming back to that breath, the deep inhale and the exhale, drawing the navel toward the spine. And then see if you can just let the control of the breath go and just be. And coming back to your breath, coming back to the present moment, the deep inhale and the exhale, inflating the navel out like a balloon, and exhale, deflating, drawing the navel toward the spine. You can begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, maybe roll your wrists and your ankles, bringing some bigger movement back into your limbs, waking yourself back up. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, reach your hands up overhead, taking a really long stretch, the toes reaching away from the fingertips. And then exhale, bending your knees, moving on to your right side in a comfortable fetal position. Cradling your head in your arms, feeling what it's like to be on your side of your body. And when you're ready, using your hands to press yourself up into a comfortable seated position, maybe sitting on a yoga bolster or a yoga block, so that the hips are above your knees. Feel the crown of your head reaching toward the ceiling, relaxing the arms and the hands on top of your thighs. Keeping your eyes closed, just focus on the breath for one more moment. And then inhale, sweep the hands up overhead, palms together. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. You can press your thumbs into your heart and your heart back into your thumbs and feel the connection between body and spirit. Bow your head to greet your heart. We bow to the light, love, and truth inside of each and every one of us and inside of everything. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this practice. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more classes. And of course, remember to be you.